Hey all, I just wanted to touch base with you and share with you a very phenomenal feature on the Thinkorswim platform, and it's simply conditional orders, right? So if you have certain conditions that you want an order to be executed on, you can actually create what is called a conditional order that gets you into your the order that you want at that condition within those parameters that you set. You typically would use this feature if you don't know exactly when that condition will occur and you really don't want to miss that opportunity. If you're, let's say, working or you're away on vacation or you're sleeping or whatever the circumstances might be, you want to be able to get into that position based on the condition that you set. So here's an example. I have a bare bones chart with just a simple moving, not a simple moving average, but an exponential moving average running through that chart. And this is a daily chart for the pound Aussie dollar, right? So the condition, just as an example, is simply a cross on the moving average. Now, if you are in our ETX program, you know that you set the condition based upon when the ETX fires up. And once you're there, it executes right there and then for you into a profitable trade. But let's say you're just using the exponential moving average by itself, and you wanted to create a condition that says, I want to enter a trade once it crosses the EMA line. So this is a cross. I want to enter that trade on the second open. So here's one open, and here's a open number two. So we would actually take this entry order, and we just kind of manage that trade all the way up to when it, I guess, when it turns, you would use whatever system that you have in place to ensure that you're not going on the opposite side of the line. Right. So, and our condition again is an opening on the second candle, right? So if let's say we exited this trade profitably right here, and we set a condition that we want to enter based on a cross on the opposite side of this EMA on two candlesticks, clearly it would take you here as well, and you just got to manage that that position as it would go up and cross back over, right? So you want to make sure that you're using stops with your trade, but that's none of this is advice, and this is not actually the system that we use to trade with the ETX, but it's a very good example of how you can use conditional orders to enter into certain trades. So here we are at where price is currently, and clearly we're on the bullish side of the EMA, and we're probably afraid to take an order on the pullback. I mean, we could very well take an order on the pullback, right? We could say if the EMA, if price touches the EMA, we want to order entered, and we'll be continuing with this bullish push. But we don't want to risk it. At least I wouldn't want to risk it, and it actually crosses the EMA and never actually bounced, right? So I'm okay with saying, you know what, I'd wait for a full cross, and I want the second bar open to enter into that order. That's a pretty safe, pretty conservative order, and it actually is pretty easy to manage because you're doing it on a daily basis. So even on this pullback, it takes a whole day for this pullback to occur. So at some point in time, if I'm managing my stops, I should be able to get out of that trade if I'm monitoring, like I said. So simply, if you wanted a condition to occur where there is a second candle on the bearish side of this indicator, you simply hit right click, and you enter a sell order, and you want to edit that sell order, And based upon the parameters that you're going to set, you're going to click on this widget over here. All right. You're going to change this to a market order because you don't want to give it a set price of every entry because we don't know what price will be at that time. So we want it to be executed at market. We'll click on the symbol that we're trading, which is the pound Aussie dollar, and then we click on studies and hit edit study. We're going to remove the existing study and add our own condition, right? So we're going to simply say price opens less than our EMA, which would be a study, and we're going to pull that up. And we wanted to, I prefer to change my time periods to a 20 instead of a 9, but that's your preference if you want to keep it that way. And we want to offset this by 2 bars, right? So price at 2 bars would open less than the EMA on a 20 time period. All right, so we're going to hit save. All right, and you can see the various opportunities here that fires up for this specific trade, right? So we want to take advantage of it and say, you know what, we're going to hit OK as a conditional order. And it tells us here, submit the following order. Sell 10,000 pound Aussie dollar at the current price. When the order is valid until the order is gonna be valid until it's either filled or canceled. So it's gonna literally sit there for days if I don't do anything. And let's say price continues on all the way up, up for days and maybe even months. It'll sit there waiting patiently for that cross on the other side of the EMA, and that's okay. That's okay. I'll wait to make that profit. So it says it's going to wait until the following condition is satisfied, however. So step 1 is going to do this. Step 2 is going to wait until the condition is satisfied, where the pound Aussie study opens from 2 bars, right? So it's going to be open on 2 bars, and it's less than the exponential moving average, right? So this order will show a wait condition status, right? So simply hit save. And there we have our order, and we're going to hit confirm and send, right? And it's going to actually execute the order, not execute it at market, but you literally have a signal there that would say it's a waiting for that price to cross that EMA and 2 candlesticks to open. Now, what you want to do before you actually hit confirm and send is just go ahead right here and save this as a existing custom order. So we're going to call this an EMA sell, right? So we're going to call this a EMA sell. Right, so every time, doesn't matter which currency or which we can actually close this, right? So we're gonna close this, and we never hit confirm and send. It doesn't matter what you're trading, right? So let's say, for example, you're trading Apple. Whatever. Let's find the different stock. Apparently, I don't know what the ticker symbol for Apple is. Let's say we're trading this company here. Let's find something a little bit more robust, has a little bit more movement, right? So we have this stock right here, a Payan. Never heard of them. We're wanting for the same condition to occur, right? We want to enter the trade when we have 2 candlesticks that are opened on the opposite side of the EMA. So we're going to do it right here. 1, 2. We're going to jump into this order and carry it all the way up to the top, right? But now, as you can tell, I'm actually now trading stocks instead of currencies. But so what do? I simply hit right click and I hit sell custom this time, and now you can see where it says EMA sell, right? Because I just saved that condition, right? So and you can see I have the ETX set up where I can do that as well, and you hit EMA sell, and that order is ready to go at market. And you hit confirm and send, and it'll sit there and wait for that condition to occur, right? Want to try it again? Want to try something else? Let's try. Um, let's pull up a currency that I've never traded or don't have any information on that can give me a very good. Let's try the DKK, right? USD DKK. USD DKK. There we go. Here we have the EMA. Alright, and we have some good flows on either side of this study. And like here, if we entered it here, would have been carrying this all the way down, all the way down, all the way down to here, right? And same here. So right now, our price is above the EMA. So what we want to do is tell this system that we want to execute an order on this currency pair on the daily chart, and that's important because it's going to occur on the daily chart. Now, if I had pulled up a 4-hour chart or hourly chart or monthly chart, it'll respect the chart that you're doing it from. So you simply hit again sell custom, and here we have the EMA sell. You hit confirm and send. It's going to go as a market order and sit there and wait very patiently for that to occur. Now, simply do the same thing with the ETX, and you'll be fine. But this is just how you create a custom order and execute it at a at market, right? If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments box, or if you have any concerns or any suggestions or tips, you can go ahead and leave them in the comments box as well. Please keep your comments clean. As well as if you have any interest in utilizing the system that we use called the ETX. It's a very robust, very comprehensive system that'll make sure that you're catching these pushes, and actually helps you to compound them by even adding additional orders while you go along in a certain trend. It's a swing system that'll ensure that you have a whole lot of profits. Now, one final tip before you go. If you already have a script that you want to enter into the system, that it's based upon a pre-made script that you know the conditions already exist that you want to have the order executed on, you can go ahead and enter the script and bypass all of what I just did. All right, so for example, the students in the ETX program, they would have been given a script, and all they have to do is just go ahead and enter that script into the custom order type. So for example, if you were given a script, you just enter a buy order here, just as if you were doing it to create that conditional order. Then you'll hit edit as you normally would, as I instructed you to do, and you'd create a market order and try to hit that widget, right? And that screen pops up, and you want the conditions also to be set. So you can actually go ahead and just create certain conditions that may or may not be related to your script, right? So we're gonna just delete this, right? And instead of going through all that we did of having to add the condition and say you wanted to execute on 2 candlesticks below the EMA and all that, If you had an existing script, all you literally would have to do is go to the script editor and copy and paste that script right here and hit OK, right? This is going to auto populate to make it green, and you hit OK. And after you hit OK, then you hit save, and I'm not going to save this, so I'm going to hit cancel, and then you'd be back to the screen, and you simply go ahead and hit before executing the order, you simply go ahead and hit save, and you'd actually rename it to whatever and you see. And you can enter multiple scripts, multiple custom orders that you'd like to execute based upon a certain commodity that you're trading, or based upon certain trading styles or preferences. You may have a scalping preference. You may have a swing trade as we do with the ETX, or you may have some other method, that a day trade method that you prefer to use. You can add multiple custom orders, and that's it. That's how you execute a custom order and try to enter into that trade without you having to sit by your computer every day and labor over it. You can actually go ahead and do that automatically, or automatically I should say, on Thinkorswim. It's an awesome platform, and if you haven't used it, you should go ahead and use it right now. All right. You have a great day and happy trading, my friends.